What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Community Kitchen. It's your game sandwich show where me and Kevin are cooking up the latest and greatest in gaming. I'm John Hansen. That's Kalo, and today we are giving our predictions and kind of a wish list of games we hope to see revealed, announced, released, all that stuff. Anything that we hope to see during the summer of 2025. We are recording this on Monday, June 2nd. I almost said July. Nope, it is the 6th. It is June. We have the Nintendo Switch 2 releasing later this week. We have Summer Game Fest later this week. As we record this, we're just like an hour or two removed from IO Interactive saying that 007 First Light will be revealed this week. So we're starting to kick off things here. The big thing is there's a lot of room. There's a lot of games that could be announced / revealed this week that we just don't know about. We're gonna just kind of give out some predictions. We're gonna be very wrong on some of these, but hey, this is gonna be fun. Kevin, you ready?
I don't know. There's a lot going on here, and I can't keep track. So let's kick it off.
All right, so I think we're gonna start with what will probably be the biggest show, which is Summer Game Fest. That's happening this Friday. And we already know Jeff Keighley is pretty good at getting a lot of representation from different studios. Before we kick things off here, I do want to note that our own Halo on Air down there did leak a Marvel's Deadpool VR that is set to be revealed at Summer Game Fest. So we can expect to see that, and I'm sure we're going to see other VR games. I personally am not a VR fan. I love Deadpool. I would really want to play this game, but I get sick so easily. I'll just never play it. I'm never buying a VR headset. It just makes me too sick. So I think you and I are going to mostly focus on like console and PC games here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first big thing that really came to my mind was a game that I believe was initially revealed at last year's Summer Game Fest. And I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's the Jailbreak game where you play as like the gummy bears.
Oh yeah.
Man, this is bugging me right now.
Oh
man.
We did a short on that. I remember doing this,
We
talking
did.
about this. Because I was like, that is a game we all need to play here.
Yeah. Oh man, it's really bugging me. It just like popped in my head as I was talking there, and now I can't remember.
I want to say Jailbreakers or
2024. Oh man, it's really bugging
Cuff
me. I
Bust.
can't find it.
Cuff Bust.
Cuff Bust.
Yeah.
Yes, Cuff Bust. This game is going to be one of those I think it's gonna be along the lines of like Repo and oh man, now I'm blanking on every game name.
Lethal Company.
Lethal Company. Yeah, I think it's going to be along one of those lines where you get a bunch of friends and it's going to be like a Twitch darling game. Like people are going to love watching groups of friends play this. I'm so excited for this game. And I believe we'll get that date announcement here probably sometime this summer.
I sure hope, and that's what I love about Summer Games Fest. While you do get a bunch of like over-the-top announcements generally, you get these nice baked-in indie games that are going to be fun to play with all your friends. So my wish list is only going to grow. It just keeps on going. But yeah, Cuff Bust is... I'm very surprised. I'll be honest. I have not been keeping up with that game. I thought it released by now, but apparently not. So I would love to see it.
I don't think I follow them on social media, but I think they've been completely silent since last year.
Hey.
So I think this Summer Game Fest would be... I think I look at it a lot like the Pal World situation, where that was initially revealed at the Game Awards, I want to say, and then it just kept being revealed at Summer Game Fest and all that. So I think that will be the situation with Cuff Bust. That's going to be an indie darling game that Jeff latches on to. Do you have any predictions for Summer Game Fest?
Ooh, I'm gonna give you like a choose your own adventure thing. Do we kick it off? Do we go up to a 10 right away, or do I?
Oh, absolutely, hit me.
All right, I'll give you a 2-for-1. Half-Life 3 and Skate 4 both get shown off at Summer Games Fest. I think for all that it's worth, we have covered almost any and all rumors here saying it's playable end to end. It's pretty much done. Like, it's there. Valve has been radio silent, and like, they did Half-Life Alyx for the VR stuff, and it's great. But Half-Life 3, I think now more than ever, it used to be a meme where it's like Half-Life 3 confirmed. Where there's smoke, there's fire, at least in my opinion. And for Skate 4, it's been through all the beta testing, it's been the play test, people want it, people have been playing it. I think now is the spot to reveal the trailer, mainly because I do know Xbox has their thing on Sunday, and like there's plenty of announcements to be made now. So I think this stage for Skate 4 and then Half-Life 3 being that big like world premiere moment for Jeff Keighley, I think that suits the mold perfectly.
Gotcha. Half-Life 3 would be like the massive, like, in the show on game if they have it. At this point, I do think Half-Life 3 is being worked on, or at least something big, because at the new year we saw the G-Man director saying see you in 2025, and then we've had all this other smoke. There were people talking about it maybe appearing at the Game Awards last year, so I'm not 100% certain it'll be here. Valve just does what they want.
Yeah.
And who knows? Knowing Valve, this could also just be like a card game. Like, they've done that before, where they like hyped up, and what was the card game that they released? Ancients or something?
Something like that.
Who cares? Yeah. So yeah, it could happen. Skate, I would actually think would more likely be at the Xbox show on Sunday than Summer Game Fest, but it could definitely happen here. I wouldn't rule it out. I was really trying to think of like the big third-party surprise, because that's something Jeff Keighley has gotten over the last few years. We saw that with Elden Ring, but now with Night Rain just releasing over the last week, From Software's not going to have anything for him there. So, like, who else could just surprise and be like the big, oh wow, I wasn't expecting to see that. Like, we got Okami 2 at the Game Awards. Are there any like huge surprises outside of Half-Life 3 that you think might appear here?
Rumor as of this morning, take it grain of salt, whatever. Resident Evil 9. I maybe you're talking about a third-party game. Again, this could be saved for a state of play or whatever they're calling it nowadays for PlayStation. But if they don't hold anything or whatever happens, maybe Resident Evil could be the spot here too. And then I got one more game, but you know, hey,
go for it.
Silk Song. I'm always gonna say it for every award show or whatever friggin' thing they hold. When are we getting it? When?
They have doubled down in that it's coming this year. They said that at the Switch 2 first direct. So it could be here. I just think that they have something with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Or it could be, I mean, we've seen them at an Xbox show in the past too, right? So that could happen there. Silksong, I do think will happen at one of these shows.
This weekend.
I couldn't tell you which one.
Over the weekend, it will happen.
I do think that's what I'm saying. This weekend will be like the big reveal, whether it's Summer Game Fest or the Xbox show or a surprise Nintendo Direct that I don't think will happen. I think it's going to be at one of those shows this weekend.
Yeah.
So
real quick for Summer Games Fest, do you think Xbox keeps their cards close to their chest because they're on Sunday, or do they throw something to Jeff to be like, hey, like, we got a big enough show, here's this or whatever?
I definitely think they could.
Yeah, they got a lot.
Whether that's the actual like first look at the Blade game that they was it last Game Awards that they revealed that, or was it the one before? And
time
all
is
of this
all
is
shot
together.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen anything on Blade since it was first announced. I could definitely see them pulling a, hey, here's our first like cinematic look at Blade. See more at the Xbox Showcase this Sunday. We know that the Xbox Showcase will feature The Outer Worlds 2, getting its like own dedicated version. Which, oh man, I'm so excited to see that. But yeah, I think Blade would be a good option to show off at Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
Let's just go in on Xbox now since we're talking enough about it.
Woohoo.
Mentioned Outer Worlds 2, we mentioned Blade. What else do you think we see at this year's Xbox showcase?
They have so much. I mean, you talk about, like, I can rattle off 5 titles right now. The one out of everything that kind of interests me the most is Perfect Dark, only for the fact, like, hey, like, what's going on here? I need to know more. And then maybe Gears of War E-Day. Like, I think those two are the neck and neck for me. Of course, Fable is always the top dog too, but for right now, I think Perfect Dark, Gears of War E-Day will be there on Sunday.
Yeah, I think all of those will be there. Fable is my most anticipated Xbox game. It has been for like 6 years now. Like we've been waiting so long. We do know it's coming out in 2026. We don't know when, but they have said 2026. I would imagine that we're going to get the big gameplay reveal here. Like we've seen bits and pieces of gameplay, but like this will be the big show to tide us over until next spring. And I think we do get like maybe not a confirmed release date, but like a release window. They'll say like spring 2026. Perfect
Okay.
Dark, I think will end up being like we got the gameplay look last year, but I've also seen some people say that wasn't necessarily gameplay. Like they were doing
So
that
weird.
shifty, like, hey, this is what it could be kind of thing. Which, God, if that's the truth and this ends up looking like a very different game, that is a massive problem for Perfect Dark as a name, and then the coalition. Like
Yeah.
that will be a huge issue if that ends up being true. So I hope for all of Xbox's sake that that is not the case there. Gears of War E-Day, I do think will be a 2026 fall, late summer
Yeah.
release. So I do think we'll get like the big reveal here. We already know that Gears of War, the remake, the remaster,
Is it-
Reloaded.
Did they call it Reloaded? I'm going to look this up.
I don't know. Whatever the new remaster is, they did say that's coming out this year. They already announced PlayStation and all that.
Reloaded.
That's another thing. Phil Spencer did say that Xbox was not going to go away from showing PlayStation and Nintendo logos on their trailers at their own shows. They're going away from that, which, first of all, finally, PlayStation, get you need to do this as well. Like, it's so shitty, so shifty. I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that Xbox is going away from it. All of these games that we're talking about, I think, do come to PlayStation eventually. I think we get Halo, the Master Chief Collection on PlayStation this year.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite, I'm a little more iffy on. I could definitely see it, but
Yeah.
I just don't know. I think the engine that they made for that game was specifically made for Windows and Xbox, and I just don't know. I'm not a developer, so I don't know how that translates to PlayStation.
Yeah, I think that announcement comes. There was a rumor that sometime around the Halo World Championships in the fall, Halo Studios has a big announcement. I don't know if that's like the next Halo or whatever. Hopefully nothing TV
I feel like it's
show.
too early for that.
Yeah, like I don't know what that is. It could just be, hey, Master Chief Collection on PlayStation. Or that could also just be a random press release in the middle of the day, which hey, they've done worse. I want to ask you, chances of hardware on Sunday. Do we get the controller? Do we get the handheld? Whether it be the third-party Asus thing, whatever they're cooking up, because I'm not nailing myself to this claim, but per my sources, I've heard November. That's when we're getting the ROG Xbox thing. So I don't know if hardware, you announced that here. I mean, if it's November, it's June, you have to do something.
So we have heard from, I think, Jez Gordon and some others that the Xbox made handheld has been put on the back burner.
Yep.
That kind of sucks, but whatever. I don't think we see the ROG thing here. I think that is a random social media post. Hey, this is coming and this is all that. If any hardware we do see, I think will be one of the new controllers, because
I hope so.
there's reported to be 3 controllers in the works. One is supposed to be like a remake of the original controller that might have like haptic feedback and stuff in it. And then there's an Elite Series 3. I could see at least 2 of those being shown off here, because 3 different SKUs coming out right now with tariff talks and all that. I just don't know if all 3 of those are going to release now. But I definitely could see controllers. Getting back to games here, I think State of Decay 3, it's time to get...
Forgot about that game.
We saw gameplay last year, and I love State of Decay. I love that series. I'm ready for a release window, a release date. Like, tell me what year it's coming out. I need to know more on this. It's getting time. We've been waiting for this game like 5 years as well. A lot of these games we've been waiting a handful of years on. So I think it's just really time for Xbox to come out swinging. They've had such a good year with Game Pass already. Blair Obscure, one of the favorites for Game of the Year at the midpoint here.
Yeah.
They've also had a ton of other great Game Pass releases, like Metaphor, one of the Game of the Years of last year, just randomly hit Game Pass in the last couple weeks.
Could that be coming Sunday? I heard something like all the actors were saying, I'm not in this or whatever. And
that's Persona 4.
Oh,
Persona 4 Remake.
Sorry. They're
I
all blending together.
Yeah, I get it. I was talking about Metaphor, which is made by the same studio. Huh. Yeah, Persona 4, it is seeming like that's going to be revealed. I've never really gotten into Persona, so I can't really talk on that. But there's been too many people saying, hey, yeah, I'm not in this.
Yeah.
And then so many other people saying, yeah, this is coming. If there is any game that I am like guaranteeing to be shown off, it is Persona 4 Remake this weekend. Like, that's just going to happen.
It got to the levels where like each of the voice actors tweeted out like they weren't in it, but apparently the rumor is they did it in the order in which they join your party. There might be a fan of this game like clawing their eyes out of me talking about this. I haven't played it. I don't know. I just know the rumors and I see them. But is there any other curveball for Xbox? Because like they have their cards out. We know the span of games they have. Is there anything that they can drop on Sunday that you'll be like, oh my gosh, like
I didn't see that coming? Because a lot of what we're talking about is like games we've known about for years and years. As for an actual surprise, I mean, at this point, I think revealing Contraband would be a surprise.
Who knows?
Like I've just accepted. I don't think that game is happening at this point. But hey, maybe it is, and we get that gameplay reveal and actually learn what the hell that game is, or we just don't, and I just assume that it's canceled. I think it is. We also get big Game Pass announcements.
Yeah.
Not just like for the first party stuff, but third party. But on the first party side now, is it finally time that we fucking get more Call of Duty games besides the newer ones?
No.
Where is the original Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3 and Black Ops? Like, how are we still here without these games on Game Pass? It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, every now and then, I think they added Modern Warfare 2, the newest one, like a couple weeks ago, and I just saw that and I was like,
thanks.
Who the fuck cares? Like, I don't care. Give me the best games in the series finally. Looking at, let's see, Bethesda, Elder Scrolls 6 is years away, in my opinion. There's 0% chance we see anything like that here.
Cut back to us freaking out that it got revealed. Yeah. Watch, it'd be our luck.
Right. We already mentioned Blade. I think that's the same team that did Dishonored, so I don't see Dishonored bad. I don't think other Bethesda games.
I'll say it.
Just got Doom: The Dark Ages.
The things from Toys for Bob, whatever they're doing.
It's too early, Kevin.
No,
it's too early.
Banjo,
I know you
please.
want Banjo-Kazooie. I do too. Let them have time. Let them take their time.
Just
we
show
want
me
it to
the
be
bear.
good.
Show me the bear.
It's no. Do not show it too early.
No, just
wait.
him. Just be like him.
No.
He can literally render of 4.
No, keep it a secret. Keep it a secret.
Oh.
Don't. No.
Yeah, all right. I'll hold
I
off.
I want the Banjo-Kazooie, whatever it is, 3E remake, or if it's a new Spyro game, another Crash game, whatever Toys for Bob are working on, I want that game to be revealed and then be out within a few months.
Okay.
Okay. I want that to be a surprise.
I see the vision.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been a year since since Toys for Bob broke off from Activision and said that they're working on an Xbox property. And we've gone through the list already of games that it could be. I want that to be a surprise. I don't want to hear from Toys for Bob for at least 2 years where they're like, hey, this is what we've got for you. So that's my vision. Activision, it's too early for Guitar Hero, but I do think we get that within the next handful of years.
Okay.
I'm
trying to think. There's nothing, unless there's something under the radar, like a game that they showed in a sizzle reel that we all just kind of...
Clockwork Revolution. Clockwork Revolution. That game, I really hope to see it. Yes, Clockwork Revolution is one of the games from the last couple of years that they showed off, and I was like, yes, I'm into that. Give me all the BioShock Infinite vibes. I want this game. So I hope that's there. I'm not 100% sure.
What's that game that everyone keeps yapping about from Xbox that like got revealed, but then it went back to the drawing board, and then they kind of revealed it, and then now we don't know. Is it Everwilds or something like that? Or
Rare's Everwild. Yeah.
What's the story with that? Like,
if it's not here, I'm assuming that game's canceled.
Yep.
Okay. It's the same thing with Contraband. If it's not here, I assume it's canceled. But Rare is so focused on Sea of Thieves and Everwild. I still even when they revealed that, and I think they showed it at like 2 shows, I have no idea what that game is.
Nope.
So like they're like, hey, this is Everwild. Get excited for it. I'm like, what is this? And then they're like, hey, we're going to the drawing board again on this. I'm like, okay.
What was it to begin with?
Right? Yeah. Everwild. No idea what it is. Frankly, I don't really care if I see it or not. I don't. Double Fine. Do we finally see what's next from Tim Schafer and company? I doubt it would be Psychonauts 3. If we get anything, I think it's a completely new thing.
Yeah, I keep saying this Kiln game. I'm going to sound like a crazy person, but I'm pretty sure that's the game they're working on. It's like a pottery thing. Maybe it's that. Maybe they show up. I love Double Fine, so if they show up here, more than welcome to me.
I mean, they did have a game about those Russian dolls that you like stack in each other.
Yeah.
Pottery game. Yeah, we couldn't rule that out from Double Fine. Okay, I think we've talked enough about Xbox. Nintendo Switch 2, we know that it is releasing this week. Like I said earlier, I would be shocked if we got a random, like, hey, Switch 2 Direct, like, on the release day or even the release week. I think you give the Switch 2 time to breathe. That being said, if we're looking for the entire summer, I do think we will get a Switch 2 Direct August, September-ish.
September.
Yeah. So Switch 2 games we already know coming out. Pokemon Legends ZA. We got Metroid Prime 4, which I keep forgetting about. We have Tamagotchi Life, which is coming out next year. We have Rhythm Heaven. I don't remember what the new one is called. I think that's also a 2026 game. What do you hope to see from Nintendo whenever the next Direct comes out?
I think I'd be remiss to not say the next 3D Mario.
Absolutely.
It sounds very greedy of me to say that whenever it's like I'm fine with the games they got coming out now, but in the sake of forecasting what they're doing and like what would show up in September, I think that is the thing. And for me, like, I'm fine with like what they have, like Pokemon Legends, Metroid Prime, all that stuff, Kirby Air Riders, great. I just need more value to NSO. Like, I want to add more GameCube games. Donkey Kong 64. Can I get it on NSO, please? Like, we got Bonanza, great, but like, give me the OG just for a little fun here.
Yeah, I completely agree with the 3D Mario. Um, when Donkey Kong Bonanza was first revealed, I thought that was being made by the Mario Odyssey team. It looks very Mario Odyssey X esque to the point that before they actually like showed Donkey Kong, I'm like, oh, this is the next Mario game.
Yep.
Like it just looks so much like it. Still holding out hope though that we get a 3D Mario. I'm excited for Bonanza, but man, I'm looking forward to that Mario Odyssey successor. Of course, we've already gotten a list of GameCube games that are being added to it. I've said in the past that I hope that they do a little better of scheduling out those releases, where the Nintendo 64 games were waiting like
forever,
half a year to get any announcements or reveals there. You already mentioned Donkey Kong 64. I want Diddy Kong Racing on there. I'm sure there's like a dozen different games that I'm not thinking of right now. I could turn behind me. Let's see. Rush 2, Smash Brothers N64, Yoshi Stories already. Cruis'n USA, Goromon Ninja, Snowboard Kids 2, Rampage. Like, there's so many games from the N64 that aren't on the collection yet. I would also extend that conversation out to the Game Boy Advance. So many games, even bad games, I want on there. Give me Mario Pinball.
Yeah.
Like, give me the bad Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games as well. And I mean, there are some bad games on there, but we don't have Wario Land 2 or Wario Land 1. Like, there are so many games on the NSO library already, but there's so much more that they can put on there. As for like new releases besides Mario, I mean, we're gonna get Legend ZA and Metroid Prime 4 and all that. I'm kind of holding out hope that we get a new Star Fox game at some point. I think that would be a huge surprise.
Yeah.
If we get that, I don't know who makes it. I think that would be a game that is being made by an outside company, like maybe Bandai Namco.
Ooh, okay.
If we do that, I'm kind of hoping for Star Fox Assault-ish gameplay.
Yeah.
Because that's my favorite game in the series. But I would also be completely fine with that game just being added to the GameCube library.
This is the big fish for everybody now that GameCube is on NSO. Do we ever see Melee? That is the one question that lurks in my mind, because we have Ultimate, and like that is the end all be all. Everybody's here, but there is the cult following for Melee, and do we ever see it on NSO, or do they just say, "Hey, we know what this is, $60, take it or leave it"?
I mean, at this point, we don't have Smash 64 on there, so I don't
Do
think
we?
we're getting Melee.
I thought we do.
It's not on there. Nope, it is not on there.
Wow,
they never added it. Yeah, so I don't think we get Melee anytime soon. I do think there's a chance for Smash 64 this year, but Melee is a long down the road release. I think for GameCube games, we're gonna see a lot more games released before that. But there's so much for them to go through there that I'm not too heartbroken about it. Of course, I'm also saying this as someone who has a physical copy of Melee.
Yeah.
I would love to play that game multiplayer. Like, that would be amazing. Like, that is a stream idea for you and me if that ever comes. So anything else for Switch 2 that you can think of?
Not entirely. I mean, it's just, you gotta let the console breathe. I think the next Direct is in September. You got the Pokemon Presents in July, where I assume you're going to know more about ZA. Maybe they show off brand new Megas there. I would like to know more about that Pokemon Champions thing, because that's another game that they have just lurking out there, and like, what are we doing? And then
Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah, and Kirby Air Riders. And then, like, what is Gen 10? Like, they teased, can they give us a tease in July? Or is that too early?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible, and I just don't believe you that there are 10 generations.
It
I'm looking this up
seems
right
different. It
now. How
seems
many
like
Pokemon generations are there? God damn it, it is 10.
ah.
It feels like it's so
If-
much more.
Well, because you get like the emeralds, and then you get the platinums, and then you get the legends games.
Yeah,
It's like, oh my
yeah.
gosh, what are we doing here? And then you get like
It's a
regional
lot.
forms and all that. But yeah, hey,
Yeah.
Nintendo,
Okay.
you just gotta let it breathe. Let them hang.
Okay. Yep. I totally agree with you. PlayStation. My first question for you here. And we're seeing some rumors about it, and the 007 First Light revealed today. Both of them and Summer Game Fest just said it is being revealed this week. They didn't say at Summer Game Fest. And if it was a like solo, hey, we're just gonna put this out ourselves, I think they would have given a time
Yeah.
and a date for it. But all they said was this week. This leads me to think that we're gonna get a state of play this week. Not a showcase. Showcase would be the
Two different
giant
things.
reveal. Like here's God of War, Last of Us, like the giant thing. I think this is a state of play. And I think that is where we see 007 First Light and the Resident Evil 9 that you mentioned earlier. I think those will be like the two
Yeah.
big ones there, and then like a bunch of smaller things, maybe a VR game or two that gets completely forgotten because VR. But is there anything like over the long course of the summer? We do have Ghost of Yote coming out. Do we have a release date for that? I thought we do.
don't. I think it was broad, like it's 2025 release window, but not the exact.
October 2nd.
Oh, well, there it is.
October
Perfect.
2nd. They just when they first announced it, I think they just said 2025, but there was like a random post or something
Yeah.
earlier this year. They're like, "Hey, October 2nd." So we've got that coming out in October. That could be like a state of play focus thing, and then what else do they have coming down the line? They have the new Housemark game. I can't remember what it's called.
Death Stranding 2 on the beach, August 28th. That sounds like a state of play trailer if I've ever heard one.
But didn't they just reveal that they're like doing a dedicated stream or something for that?
They might, for all I know. But I'm just saying, as far as like what trailer you'll see, and then they got like Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid Delta Snake Eater. Say that 5 times fast. I think that's another easy layup for state of play.
Yeah.
And then just
okay. So apparently I missed this. Death Stranding 2 on the beach will be at Summer Game Fest.
Oh yeah,
apparently.
well yeah, Kojima. Also, real quick, Jeff Keighley, for all that you do, great for gaming. You got some things mixed up, but I digress. Your tweet saying that Kojima is going to be at your show, it's almost like me saying, yeah, the sun will rise tomorrow morning. We know we know Kojima is going to be there. It's okay.
Mhm.
Thank you for that, but
And if he's not going to be there, he's going to shame the company that stopped them from being there.
Pretty much.
That's just what he does. Yeah, any big PlayStation predictions for this summer? Because I really don't have any.
Oh, I got one.
Marathon, I think Marathon is being delayed. I don't see a new God of War this year. Last of Us is, I think it's time to let that game breathe. We do have Intergalactic Prophet.
Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet. I've messed up that title too many times.
Yeah. So you think we see it?
I think it's too early, but I think it is almost damn near inexcusable if Marvel's Wolverine does not show up at any of these things. Like, that game has been dormant for far too long. We don't know anything about it outside of that little cinematic trailer. And the state of Marvel games now, it's like, what's that game like? Is that game cooked? Like, I don't know. But I think if we go another showcase without seeing this, you might want to start saying your thoughts and prayers for the Wolverine game.
I don't agree. I
Really?
have enough faith in Insomniac that I think they just revealed it too early. When they first revealed it, they revealed that in Spider-Man 2 at the same show. And when that happened, I was like, oh, Spider-Man 2 is coming out. and then Wolverine will come out like a year later.
Mhm.
Obviously, that hasn't happened, but Insomniac was on such a roll in the early 2020s of releasing game after game after game in a good state between Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, and then Spider-Man 2 that I was just like, yeah, no, they're going to do it again with Wolverine. Obviously, that hasn't happened. I have enough faith in Insomniac that I think they're going to release this game at some point, and I think it's going to be just fine. I do think it'll be a 2026 game.
Mhm.
I could see it being revealed this summer, like the actual gameplay and stuff. Yeah, I would be 100% down for that.
Can I make a pitch to you for a God of War game that could be shown? There was a rumor making the rounds that this is going to be like a Greek pantheon based game. While I would love like the AAA big scale God of War games, you had Ragnarok, you had the DLC and all that stuff. What if a smaller scale God of War game gets shown? Like, whether it be, I don't know, follow whatever character you want. It could be like a little side scroller game. I'm just saying something God of War related. Maybe that could show. It would, to me, that would make the most sense.
If anything, I think we would see a remake of the first game.
That was, yeah, that could be a thing.
Yeah, I don't think God of War would ever go like a 2D side scroller. That would be shocking to me.
It would be.
I would be, if anything, maybe like a 2D beat 'em up brawler game.
Yeah.
That could be fun, actually. Hey, someone get on that. I'm playing a lot of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and yeah, that does sound fun. Yeah, God of War. If anything, I think we see a remake of like the first games, something that like a side team can work on while the big team works on whatever is next. I mean, we know that the Ragnarok is not getting a direct sequel, but you have to imagine that they're not just ending the story there.
No.
I think at some point we're going to get like an Atreus focused game since he went off on his own thing, and maybe they let Kratos be just like a mentor or someone that you see like every now and then.
Yeah, he's tending to his crops like Thanos in Avengers, you know?
Yeah. With just about the same amount of death too on his hands. So yeah. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
For PlayStation, this is totally just out of left field. Do any Xbox games get shown? Like, hey, this is coming.
Here's a War. Here's a War in Halo.
Whoa. Hey, never know. Crazy times we live in, people.
Yeah, no. It is time for Xbox and PlayStation to just rip the Band-Aid off. Like, I'm glad Xbox is now showing other platforms logos on their trailers at their shows and stuff. Let's stop beating around the bush here. If a game is going to appear on another platform, let them show it off. We already have like trailers and stuff being posted on the PlayStation YouTube.
Yeah,
it could happen at a State of Play as well, and I'm pretty sure I think it already has in the past.
Hey.
Okay, so I think that's about enough for the main first party studios. Any third party surprises you would hope to see this summer? Not at a specific show, just you're hoping to see them.
Oh, there's a list a mile long there.
Right.
Shoot. I don't really...
Let's go with realistic.
Yeah, because that's the big caveat.
Kingdom Hearts 4 is a game that I would love to see this summer. I don't think we're going to see it. I think the screenshots that they posted a couple weeks ago, they're like, hey, development is going good, and we're still working on it. We're dedicated to this. I think that was them saying, hey, we don't have anything to show for the summer, but here's a nugget for you to look at. Like, this is just showing that it's still happening. Trying to think of like companies here. I mean, Bandai Namco, I think I mentioned like a possible Star Fox game. That would be cool, but like they could always just like re-release Pac-Man World 2 since they did the first game a few years ago.
I completely forgot to mention it during the Xbox thing, but the Indiana Jones DLC, is that like a thing still? The Giants something?
Oh, yeah.
Land of Giants, whatever. It's so weird, like in gaming, because we've talked about like all these big shows. We're being very well fed. Like there's a lot here. There's a lot coming out.
It's too much.
Yeah, too much. I mean, it's like, okay, where are we spacing everything? And then as we head on into next year, GTA 6. Who knows? Maybe that shows up at a PlayStation thing or whatever. I don't know. Let's get real crazy.
I was talking about Bandai Namco Little Nightmares 3. That should be a release date should be announced for that. Let's see, Capcom. We already talked about Resident Evil 9. I'm still holding out hope for a new Ace Attorney game. It's got to happen sooner or later. I think they've remastered like 90% of that library.
There you go.
Give me a new Ace Attorney game. I love these games. Please. I'm so happy to replay them again. I'm actually doing it again right now. Please give me a new one. Let's see. Square Enix. Definitely not time for Final Fantasy. I already mentioned Kingdom Hearts 4.
Those games could go to Xbox. Did they announce anything formal there?
Oh, that's a good one. Final Fantasy 7. We already got it revealed for Nintendo Switch 2. Xbox is the next spot. Yeah, that's a good call. Anything else that we are like?
There's definitely something big that we're
right.
Because like we've covered any and all of them, but like there's definitely that one that's like, oh, like hey, don't forget about me. I mean, my thought goes
Ubisoft. We just got Assassin's Creed Shadows. Maybe Far Cry 7.
Is it too early for Mass Effect? Like, what do we do with that? Like, I feel like that's lost. That's like out there. That's like a Game Awards thing.
Yeah, that's one of those games that whenever the next Mass Effect is revealed, personally, I won't care. But like, a lot of people are excited for that, and BioWare has to get that game right. They have had too many clunkers, and EA is really
they're swinging.
They're cutting down. So I think BioWare is going to take a long time to make sure that the next Mass Effect is done right. So I don't think we see that this year.
One can dream, you know?
Gotcha. All right. Well, unless you have anything else, I think we should end our discussion there and pass it off to the viewer. If we have missed any game, let us know in the comments. Also, just give us your overall thoughts on the summer of 2025 in gaming. I mean, there's a lot happening. Like we said, there's too much happening. A lot that we don't know as we enter summer as like every year. Yeah, let us know what you think. Like the video if you enjoyed this conversation. Subscribe to see any of our future videos or our past videos. And hey, you want to talk to us about this in real time? Go on down to the description there. There will be a link to enter our community Discord. Come on in and, let's talk games. For Kalo, I'm John Hansen. Thank you so much for watching.
If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.